Welcome student, this is Pammi. Today we will continue NCERT Science Class 9 Chapter 15 Improvement in Food Resources. In previous class, we discussed about Green Revolution and White Revolution. M.S. Swaminathan was one who led the Green Revolution in India, whereas Verghese Kurian was one who led the White Revolution. So, White Revolution is associated with dairy and milk, whereas Green Revolution is associated with food grains. In this chapter, we will study about two basic activities. One is dealing with agriculture and second is dealing with animal husbandry. In agriculture, we will discuss about some scientific approaches through which crop yields can be improved. These approaches are: the first one is crop variety improvement, the second one is crop production management, and the third one is crop protection management. Whereas in animal husbandry, we will discuss about all the practices through which we can get our food. In animal husbandry, we will discuss about cattle farming, fish production, poultry farming, and apiculture. In cattle farming, we will discuss about the production of milk, meat, skin, leather, etc. Whereas in fish production, we will discuss about production of fish, and in poultry farming, we will discuss about production of egg, chickens, etc. And in apiculture, we will discuss about production of honey and wax. Again, in crop variety improvement, we will study about hybridization, factors for which variety improvement is done, like higher yield, improved quality, biotic and abiotic resistance, change in maturity duration, wider adaptability, and desirable agronomic characteristics. In crop production management, we will study about plant nutrition, carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium, sulfur, and iron, manganese, copper, zinc, boron, molybdenum, chlorine. We will study about manures and fertilizers, irrigations and cropping patterns under crop production management. In crop protection management, we will discuss about weeds, pests, and storage. We will discuss all these topics one by one, but before that, we will study about crop seasons, factors on which successful crop production depends, and improvement in crop yields. Crop seasons. Crop require suitable climatic conditions, optimum temperature ranges, and particular duration of daylight, that is photoperiod, for their proper growth and flowering. Plant growth and flowering depend on different plant hormones which control various functions. The photoperiod available to the plant regulate the synthesis of hormones. Depending on the seasonal condition and the time of growth, there are two main crop seasons in India, that is Kharif crop and Rabi crops. The Kharif crops, the crops which are grown in rainy season, the Kharif season from June to October, called the Kharif crops. Example: paddy, soybean, pigeon pea, maize, cotton, green grain, and black grains. Rabi crops, the crops which are grown in winter season, the Rabi season from November to April, are called Rabi season. Example: wheat grain, peas, mustard, and linseed are Rabi crops. Successful crop production depends upon many factors such as understanding how crops grow and develop, effect of various nutrients, climate, water on the growth of the plant, and modification and management of each factor for increasing the yield of the crop. Now the question is, how can we enhance or improve the crop yields? Improvement in crop yields. The yields from crop can be improved by adopting some scientific approaches. These approaches which enhance the crop yields are as following. The first one is crop variety improvement. The second one is crop production management, and the third one is crop protection management. Now, what is crop variety improvement? New and useful plants are discovered every day. Some varieties of a plant possesses different useful characters. If all these characters were present in a single individual, it would greatly increase the value of this plant. There are methods which can bring these characters together into one plant and then multiply such an individual to the extent that it is easily available for the common use of farmers. Such methods are collectively called methods of crop improvement. It can be done either by hybridization or by introducing a gene. Crop improvement by hybridization. Hybridization refers to crossing between genetically dissimilar plants. This crossing may be intervarietal, means between different varieties, interspecific, means between two different species of the same genus, or intergeneric, means between different genera. Now come to the second point, crop improvement by introducing a gene. This provides the desired characteristics and results in genetically modified crops. But how it happens? Here, the question raises, what is character or trait? So, trait or character is a distinctive inherited features of an organism. It may be external, internal, or a behavioral feature of an organism. Now, you must think that who controls these characters? Student, each character is controlled by a gene. Now, what is gene and where it is present? A gene is a unit of heredity made up of DNA. It is present in chromosomes. Based on their genetic makeup, some plants may have desirable characters. So, you can understand it by this example. Suppose there are some plants who may be tolerant to herbicides or have resistance against disease-causing insects. The gene for such a desirable character can be taken out from one plant and transferred to the cells of another plant. Here, it becomes a part of new cell's chromosomes and will be inherited by its offsprings. These offspring plants will now have the new desirable characters, making them better than their parent plants. Cultivation practices and crop yields are related to weather, soil quality and availability of water. As we know, weather conditions such as drought and flood situations are unpredictable. Varieties that can be grown in diverse climatic conditions are useful. The factors for which variety improvement is done are higher yield, improved quality, biotic and abiotic resistance, change in maturity duration, wider adaptability and desirable agronomic characteristics. Now come to the higher yield. Higher yield means to increase productivity of the crop per acre. The second one is improved quality. The quality of crop products vary from crop to crop. That is, protein quality is important in pulses, oil quality is in oilseed, and preserving quality in fruits and vegetables. Biotic and abiotic resistance. Biotic factors are diseases, insects and nematodes, whereas abiotic factors are the drought, salinity, waterlogging, heat, cold and frost. Variety is resistant to these factors, stresses can be improved and increase crop production. Now the fourth one is change in maturity duration. Means it reduces the cost of crop production and makes the variety economical. Uniform maturity makes harvesting process easy and reduces losses during harvesting. The fifth one is wider adaptability. What does it mean? It means it allows the crops to be grown under different climatic conditions in different areas. Now, what is desirable agronomic characteristics? It increases productivity since tallness and profuse branching are desirable characters of fodder crops, whereas dwarfness is desired in cereals so that less nutrients are consumed by these crops. So that's all for today's class. Bye bye. Take care.